It's New Year, 2020 is over, we're finally moving into 2021, so let's begin the video. Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back today to another video on this channel. It's been a while. It's been a long while. Well, thanks to my examinations, I wasn't able to upload videos for a month. My examinations started on December 1st and stretched all the way to December 28th. So I'm happy to announce that videos will be uploaded regularly as usual. Sometimes I hate examinations. Just sometimes. So here I am and let's get into the video. The Maze Runner. We've heard this book be covered in so many previous videos. I'm sorry to all of those out there who are mad at me for reviewing Maze Runner over and over again, but I have to finish the series. So for all you movie lovers out there, the Maze Runner movies end at the death cure. So if you're not up to date with what's going on, please check out the 3 previous videos on this series on my channel. So there are only 3 movies and the death cure is the final one, which is a shame as I would love to see the plot of this book be incorporated into a movie. On that note, let's talk about the book. It is The Kill Order. Now see, it is kind of like a next part in the Maze Runner series, but not exactly a next part, because if it was a next part it would have been a continuation of the story. Since it's not that, and you might be getting extremely confused right now, but just pay very close attention to what I'm going to say right now. This book is about the past. This book tells us about how the flare virus actually started, how it spread across humanity, ready to destroy every living being. If you know a lot about the first Maze Runner books, then you'll understand this. If you don't, again, I encourage you to check the links in the description to see the previous 3 videos. The sun is expanding. All of a sudden, the outer surface of the sun has increased so much that the heat is felt on Earth and human beings are burning alive. That's how it starts off in this book. Mark and Trina. Let's stop right over here and make it clear. This book is not about Thomas, Teresa, Minho, Newt. They're not alive yet. This book takes us back in time to show us how the virus started. Was it intentional? Was it an accident? How did it build up? Before we progress any further, I would like to point out that in this video, I'm not gonna hold back on giving any spoilers because the whole book is a spoiler for the entire Maze Runner series. So if for some reason you haven't read the previous 3 books or at least seen my videos, make sure you do not watch this video as it's going to spoil everything else that comes in the later on books. So this book talks about 2 young children, Mark and Trina, whose peaceful little village was attacked by military men shooting virus-laced darts at every single person. Now, virus-laced darts, all the darts over there have scientifically been laced by the virus, the flare virus, to infect anyone who is shot by them. Should they survive the shot, first of all, let's say a dart pierces one of your main arteries or one of your veins, you're gonna die of blood loss or you're just gonna die immediately. So that's what happens to most of the people there, but to those who survive, they get something called the virus. Now luckily for Mark, Trina, and their protector, you can say, Alec, nothing happens to them. So very quickly, let's introduce some characters to this entire story. The first character that I would like to focus on is Mark. He has survived the scorching sun, but has seen his family, all his friends, die in front of him, burn, melt, right? Melt in front of him, and those images, those dreams come to haunt him every night. Mark is a smart, funny, and intellectual kid, and he's very quick to take decisions. But at some point, every person breaks, and that's what happens in this book when he sees the mass destruction and mass killings that are going on thanks to this virus and see all of his friends die one by one. Next up, we have Trina. Trina is the girl who has survived with Mark throughout the thing of the sun scorching the earth, and she helped him, gave him strength, and now both of them are living in the village. Next up, we have Alec. Now, Alec is a former soldier who is also very quick to take decisions, and obviously he has seen much more violence compared to Mark and Trina, so he's not immediately affected by that. He's had plenty of trauma and he knows how to deal with it. So he just goes with the flow and he's ready to make decisions and to save everyone else's life, basically. So all three of them are the main characters the entire story revolves around. Later on, they meet a young girl who might not even be 4 or 5 years old, who has been shot by a dart which was laced with virus, but she is still completely fine. Now, if you recall the Maze Runner first books and second books, these people are called the immunes, the people who are not affected by the virus. So this is going to be really important, so I want you to keep this name in your mind, Dede. I know it is funny, but just keep it in your mind. It's really important. So later on in the book, Dede's role will be massive, but that's something you guys will have to keep an eye out for. Now, Mark and Trina and Alec are safe from the darts. So what actually happens is they have to keep washing their hands, wearing masks, not touch any of their friends, and wash themselves clean every time they actually touch someone. Does any of this seem familiar? I didn't think so. So Mark and Trina are still pretty close due to all of the trauma they felt together. So they stay close until Mark and Alec are separated from Trina and Dede. Trina and Dede are taken to the Flare security space, and Mark finds out that the entire Flare virus was actually a well-planned event which was taken place in a courtroom with many people sitting, and the government had decided to release the virus. The reason they did this was overpopulation. If you don't know, right now there are about 7.5 billion people on planet Earth. Please do not cross-check that information. That is just from my head, approximately. Now, at that point, they are talking about many years into the future, which is when overpopulation is a thing. There are too many people on this planet. Yeah, that's right. You're in your house. You might not think that that's possible right now, but there are too many people on this planet at that time, and they release the virus to make sure only the immune people and people with a good immune system and people who are smart, quick thinking, only those type of people will survive. Everyone else will die. They thought that it was a rather gory method to do it, but they had to stop overpopulation. Now right here I would like to say that this book is specifically for ages 14 and above. If you are younger than that, please do not read this book because it has lots of fighting, bloodshed, violence, and overall plenty of trauma actually written into the book. Like, usually it's just the character's backstory that has trauma. In this book you can actually feel the trauma as people's faces are melting. You can see their brains, their skulls, their flesh, their bone. You can actually read all of that, and it's pretty horrific. So please make sure you're 14 and above to read this book. Now, it's pretty interesting how James Dashner has come up with a wonderful series imagining what could be happening in the future. So if we're not careful, this might just happen. But as of now, nothing is in our hands and we cannot do anything. So Mark and Trina have an epic adventure throughout their entire life, if you get what I'm saying. Yes, they die very early. They die when they are children. Mark and Trina say their goodbyes, hugging, as Dede is thrown into the flat trance, which is a flat portal-like thing, which is a transporter, a molecular transporter, meaning it can break down your molecules and replace them at another end. This has been speculated in many different videos online and many different books, which I would recommend you to go ahead and check out. You can just search up molecular transformation or molecular transportation, either one. So Dede and Mark try to get Dede into the portal. Dede is quickly shoved through the portal, and Mark and Trina say their goodbyes as the entire building comes crashing down. Years later, Dede gives birth to a child. No specific child, a child. And as that child is being taken away from her, after her consent obviously, she's crying but she wants to see the child be given a proper life. He's taken away to a group of scientists who point at the light bulb and say, do you know who made those? Let's name this one Thomas. Thomas was named after Thomas Alva Edison, if you did not catch the reference, and Thomas is the hero of all the other Maze Runner books if you haven't read them yet. So this was basically a backstory to how Thomas came into being and how hard it was when the flare virus actually started. On that really weird and time paradoxical note, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure you give this video a like, which just shows your support. If you didn't like it, make sure you can drop a dislike, because I'm not fazed by that and I would love to see what your opinion is. And while you're at it, I want to tell you something. Do you know that no one has actually pressed the subscribe button with their head? If you can do it, go ahead. Click the subscribe button with your head. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'm going to see you guys in another video, which is not going to be on Maze Runner. Thank you so much for watching this video.